In today's lecture, we are going to discuss the concept of straight line and its slope. Now, what is a straight line? A straight line is the locus of all points in which the moving points does not change its direction or the rate of changing direction is constant. Now, locus means combinations, okay? So a straight line is a locus or combinations of all points and in which the moving point does not change its direction or the rate of changing direction is constant. Now, this is a straight line. We can say there are many points out here. The points are indicated by blue dots, and there can be numerous points apart from these. The number of points or the set of points on a straight line is infinite. In other words, a straight line is a line of zero curvature. What it implies is that there is no tendency for the points to deviate away from this straight line, whether it is in this manner, on this manner, or in this manner, on this manner. So, in case of a straight line, the curve or the curvature of the line will always be equal to 0. Now, we can also say that a straight line is the shortest distance between 2 points. In the first case, the straight line is the shortest distance between point A and point B. Similarly, the second case, the straight line is the shortest distance between point A and point B. The general equation of a straight line is written as y equals mx plus c. Here m is the gradient or the slope of the straight line, and c is the y-intercept, that is where the graph of the line crosses the y-axis. In this case, the y-intercept is at this point where the graph of the line intersects the y-axis at y equals 3. Now let us take a simple equation of a straight line, y equals 2x plus 1. So I'm solving for different values of x. So we have taken 5 values of x. First we have taken x equals 0, x equals 1, x equals 2, x equals 3, and x equals 4. On solving, we find that when the value of x is 0, the value of y is 1. When x equals 1, the value of y is 3. When x equals 2, the value of y is 5. When x is 3, the value of y is 7. And when x equals 4, the value of y is 9. So let us plot these points. So when x equals 0, y equals 1. So this is the point. This point is when x equals 0, y equals 1. Next, when x equals 1, y equals 3. So when x equals 1, y equals 3, this is the point. When x is 1, y is 3. Next, when x equals 2, y equals 5. So here is 2, x equals 2, and y equals 5 is, here we have 2, 5. Next, when x equals 3, y equals 7. So here x equals 3, and here y equals 7. So this is 3, 7. And finally, when x equals 4, y equals 9. This is the point. X equals 4, y equals 9. So on joining these points, we will get a straight line. And this equation here represents the equation of this straight line which we have just drawn. Let us now discuss how to locate the position of a straight line in a plane. We can locate the position of a straight line in a plane if any 2 points through which the straight line passes is given. If we have 2 points, say point A and point B, if these 2 points are given, then we can establish the equation of a straight line and accordingly plot or graph the straight line. Next, if the intercept on the y-axis is given and the angle it makes with the x-axis is also given, then we can also find, or we can also locate the position of a straight line in a plane. If the angle which the straight line makes with the x-axis is given and also the intercept on the y-axis is given, then we can establish the equation of a straight line and locate the straight line in a plane accordingly. Also, we can locate the position of a straight line in a plane if the intercept on both axes is given. So if the intercept on both the y-axis and x-axis is given, then we can establish the equation, or we can generate the equation of the straight line and accordingly plot the equation of the straight line or graph the equation of the straight line in a plane. Now let us discuss on how do we find the equation of a straight line given 2 points to which it passes. Now in order to find the equation of a straight line given any 2 points, we shall use the formula y minus y1 equals y2 minus y1 by x2 minus x1 times x minus x1. So if 2 points on a line are given, like in this case, so this is point A and this is point B, then we can establish, or we can find the equation of a straight line using this formula. Next, how do we find the slope of a straight line given 2 points through which it passes? Now in order to find the slope of a straight line given any 2 points, we shall use the formula m equals y2 minus y1 by x2 minus x1. Here m is the gradient or slope of a straight line. So if 2 points are given and we need to find the gradient or slope of the given line, then we use this formula m equals y2 minus y1 by x2 minus x1. Next, how do we prove that 2 lines are parallel to each other? Now 2 lines are parallel to each other if the slope of the first line is equal to the slope of the second line. Now you can see out here these 2 lines are parallel to each other since they are equidistant to each other at all points. Now if this is the first line, then if the slope of the first line is equal to the slope of the second line, then we can say that the 2 lines are parallel. The slope of the first line can be denoted by m and the slope of the second line can be denoted by m dash. Now let us do some problems related to a straight line and its slope. Now let us proceed to solve the first problem. They have asked to find the slope and intercept of the following given equations. Let us first solve for equation A. Now in order to obtain the slope and intercept of the given equation, we need to rewrite the equation in the general form. So we will write down rewriting the equation in the general form. Now the equation in the general form for a straight line is given as y equals mx plus c, where m is the gradient or slope and c is the y-intercept. Now let us keep the term minus 3y on the left hand side and take all other terms to the right hand side. If we transfer one term from one side to the other, its sign will change. So we will have minus 2x minus 4. If we take minus as common, we are left with 2x plus 4. Minus times plus equals minus. Minus times plus equals minus. So we can cancel out minus. So we are left with 3y equals 2x plus 4. Let us transfer 3 to the denominator. Let us simplify further by splitting the two terms. So finally we have arrived at the general form. This is in the form of y equals mx plus c. So we will write down, therefore, the required equation is y equals 2 by 3x plus 4 by 3. Gradient or slope equals 2 by 3 units, and y-intercept equals 4 by 3 units. So this is the solution to the first question. Let us proceed to solve problem B. Now in order to find the slope and the intercept of the given equation, we need to rewrite the equation in the general form so that we will get the equation of a straight line, and from it we will derive or we will obtain the slope and the intercept of the given equation. So we will write down, rewriting the equation in the general form. So the general form of the equation of a straight line is written as y equal mx plus c, where m is the slope and c is the y-intercept. Let us keep the term involving y on one side and take the other two terms to the right hand side. In doing so, we have 5y equals minus 8x plus, let us transfer 5 to the denominator. Let us further simplify by splitting the fraction into two terms. By doing so, we have minus 8 by 5x plus 15 by 5. Finally, we have y equals minus 8 by 5x plus 5 times 1, 5 times 3. So we have y equals minus 8 by 5x plus 3. So we will write down, therefore, the required equation is y equals minus 8 by 5x plus 3. Also, gradient or slope is equal to minus 8 by 5 units, and y-intercept equals 3 units. So this is the solution to problem B. Let us now solve the second question. In this particular question, they have asked to find the equation of a straight line which passes through 2 points, minus 1, minus 2, 7, minus 1. In the solution, we will write down that the 2 points B, let us give a name to them. The first point will name it by A, and the second point by B. Now in order to find the equation of a straight line which passes through two given points, we need to use a particular formula. We know that the equation of a straight line when 2 points are given can be written as y minus y1 equals y2 minus y1 by x2 minus x1 times x minus x1. Now in the given 2 points, this is x1, this is y1, that is the x and y coordinate of the first point. This is x2 and this is y2, that is the x and y coordinate of the second point. So the value of x1 is minus 1, the value of x2 is 7, the value of y1 is minus 2, and the value of y2 is minus 1. Let us substitute the value of x1, x2, y1 and y2 in the given equation. Value of y1 is minus 2, the value of y2 is minus 1, minus the value of y1 is minus 2, the value of x2 is 7, minus, and the value of x1 is minus 1. The value of x1 is minus 1. Y minus times minus equals plus, minus 1, minus times minus equals plus 2, 7, minus times minus equals plus 1. X minus times minus equals plus, minus 1 plus 2 equals 1. Since positive is greater, 7 plus 1 equals 8. X plus 1. Y plus 2 equals 1 by 8 times x equals 1 by 8. X plus 1 by 8 times 1 equals 1 by 8. Let us transfer 2 to the left hand side. Let us simplify further by subtracting 2 from 1 by 8. Let us take a common denominator, 8. 8 divided by 8 equals 1 minus 2. 8 divided by 1 equals 8. So we have 1 times 1 equals 1 minus 2 times 8 equals 16. 1 minus 16 equals minus 15, since negative is greater, by 8. So we have 1 by 8 minus 2 equals minus 15 by 8. So finally we will write down, therefore the required equation is y equals 1 by 8 x minus 15 by 8, slope or gradient equals 1 by 8 units, and y-intercept equals minus 15 by 8 units. Let us proceed to find the solutions to question 3. Now in this question they have asked to prove that the pair of lines are parallel. The lines are given by two equations. The first equation is 3x minus 2y equals 4, and the second equation is 6x minus 4y equals 3. In the solution we will write down, given two pair of lines by equation, 3x minus 2y equals 4 and 6x minus 4y equals 3. Now if you remember, for any pair of lines to be parallel, their slope must be equal. That is, the slope of the first line must be equal to the slope of the second line. We know that for any pair of lines to be parallel, their slopes must be equal. That is, slope of the first line must be equal to slope of the second line. The slope of the first line denoted by m and slope of the second line denoted by m dash. Now let us solve for the first equation and find its slope. In order to find the slope of the given equation, we need to rewrite it in the general form. So we will keep the term involving y on one side and transfer 3x to the other. If we transfer 3x to the left hand side, its sign will change. Taking minus as common, we are left with 3x minus 4. Minus times plus equals minus. Minus times minus equals plus. Let us cancel out minus. So we have 2y equals 3x minus 4. Let us transfer 2 to the denominator. Let us further simplify by splitting the fraction. By doing so, we have y equals 3 by 2x minus 4 by 2. 2 times 1, 2. 2 times 2, 4. So we have y equals 3 by 2x minus 2. Finally, we have obtained the value of the slope of the first equation. Hence, we will write down slope of the first equation denoted by m is equal to 3 by 2 units. Let us proceed to solve for the second equation. The second equation is 6x minus 4y equals 3. For the second equation is 6x minus 4y equals 3. Let us keep the term involving y on one side and transfer 6x to the other side. Let us take minus as common. So we are left with 6x minus 3. Minus times plus equals minus. Minus times minus equals plus. Let us cancel out minus. We have 4y equals 6x minus 3. Let us transfer 4 to the denominator. Let us simplify by splitting the fraction. 2 times 2 equals 4. 2 times 3 equals 6. So finally we have y equals 3 by 2x minus 3 by 4. Therefore, slope of the second line or the second equation denoted by m dash is equal to 3 by 2 units. Now we can observe that the slope of the first line is equal to the slope of the second line. Hence, we can write down, since m is equal to m dash, which is equal to 3 by 2 units, therefore the slopes or gradient of the two lines are equal and the two lines are parallel. Now, since the slopes of the two lines are equal, therefore we have proved that the two lines are parallel. Now here we can also write line instead of equation. Let's write down the first line of the second